This lady here, whose name is Hedley Watrous, is in Bali, Indonesia, went there on holiday and is still there and cannot get back to the United States. But more importantly, it's not simply, well, honey, you can't really come back. It's you could come back, but you have now 28 obstacles, not the ones that you and I are aware of. And let's just bring you right in, Hetty. You are standing, sitting, yachting,
Mhm.
lounging, sunning in Bali, Indonesia right now, and a
Yes.
vacation you did not intend to go so long.
Well, we got here and I had a ticket to return home, and then the ticket became not valid anymore.
Mhm.
You try to call the airlines. I went through three SIM cards on hold. My hotel has been gracious enough to let us use their phone, but it gets to the point where you just can't run up their phone bill anymore.
Yeah.
You go on the chat for the airlines, and there's 750 people in front of you. And I left my computer open all day, all night, and I still only 300 people went by. That was 24 hours of waiting nonstop. The real problem is that every day we get a notice from the State Department that our embassy has been evacuated, and that it's only for like essential things like getting a passport. I told them that, let's see, let's go back to the beginning. So I arrived on, I think, the 23rd of February. So on the 23rd of March, my visa would have expired. According to Indonesian law, if every day that you stay over on your visa is 1 million rupiah fine. 1 million rupiah is like $70. So if you stay every day, and you have to pay that fine before you can leave the country. So I had a visa to get here. My visa expired on the 22nd. My flight was supposed to leave on the 20th. It didn't leave on the 20th. Then I changed it to the 22nd. Then they said we need to change it again to the 23rd. Meanwhile, you're paying more every time you change it. No free changes. And then on the 23rd, I was supposed to leave. My flight got canceled. Now I'm a day late for my visa. So I got on a moped with a Russian girl, and we raced across town with the virus and people covered from head to toe, masks, leaving our safety of our hotel to go to the immigration. We get there. I have a video of at least 600 people standing in line in the hot sun, trying to get into the embassy to get visas. The press is all there. People are stopping their car to videotape this. Finally, about 3 hours in, a guy comes along and says, "Do you have expired visas?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." It was like a rush for the embassy. And so we run to the gate. We get up to the gate. Now she's lost her place in line because she's driving me. We get up to the gate, and they're like police there, like, "Let's see your passport. Let's see your passport." And I showed mine, and then they told her she had to stay. And I'm like, "No way. She's coming with me. She's my ride." So this guy was very kind, very nice. Let us both go in. We go in. People are literally freaking out. I mean, freaking out. So we wait and wait and wait and wait. And finally, she gets a hold of her mom in Russia. Her mom buys her this emergency ticket, 1,000. Are you there?
I am.
Hello? Well, I can't see you anymore.
How's that?
There, you're back. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, don't leave me stranded too.
Not stranded.
So anyway, her mom buys her a flight. She asks for her passport back. They give it back to her. I leave mine, and we leave. Meanwhile, I got a 1 million rupiah fine for being late, even though the airlines canceled, but I didn't get arrested for like staying over. So we leave, we come home. She drops me off, she goes. Now I try to get another flight. Nothing is available. Nothing's available, even though the State Department,
We're
there will be no help for you. There's hello.
I know you've got internet issues going on there. So Hetty Watrous is in Bali, Indonesia right
Yeah, I
now.
do. This internet is a little.
I know you have internet issues going on. She says whenever she speaks politically or about politics, they tend to pull the internet off her phone, which I've experienced in
Yes,
Egypt
I've been
before.
blocked off Facebook.
Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that. We get that you can't get back. The airlines are giving you the runaround. The embassy will not return or speak to you. take you seriously. So you're, in fact, feeling very blocked there.
Yeah.
Facebook, also, as we know, in Indonesia, uh, does not operate as widely as it does in the US. They operate at the pleasure of the government. So things that you say that might not be popular,
Yes.
you have to go away. So you've actually had that experience with Facebook.
Well, when I arrived in, this is a crazy story. When I arrived in Manila, there was an issue in my hometown. A girl that I know, that I'm friends with, evidently she rented a car and tried to go into Mar-a-Lago and went through 3 checkpoints. I don't think she was going to kill the president, but I'm sure Secret Service thinks she was. I went to her website, to her page, because she's an opera singer and her page is open. I know her mom and her dad, and there was all these horrible things written. So all I wrote was, Hannah, know, I don't know what's going on with you. I support you if your family, because there was terrible things written about her. And right after that, my Facebook got blocked, like shut down. No way to open it up again. So I had to form a new Facebook page, which, oh my God, I shouldn't even be saying this because they're going to block it again. And every time I put a post about how, this isn't working, like the State Department and like the senators, like no one is getting back. Well, they are getting back to me, but they keep sending me these like form things. Have you signed up for the SMART program? Of course I signed up for it. Are you there?
Okay,
Hey, okay, we're
there,
back.
there's that tricky
So
internet.
I feel funny, like even just saying this, because I feel like the last. Go ahead.
Didn't say anything. Your turn.
Oh, so I just keep getting blocked down and form emails from people that, you know, we suggest that you contact your embassy. I mean, I'm not a freaking moron. I contacted them. We suggest you sign up for the SMART program. Yeah, I did that before I left. We suggest that you get out of Bali. Yeah, I bought 3 tickets. They're not honoring it. We suggest that you go to the hospital if you get sick. Really? That's interesting. Like, okay. I mean,
Now,
they
these are form
the
letters.
senator in Connecticut, these are
Yeah.
like emails that they send me. The senator in Connecticut, actually, they wrote, this is what they wrote: go to the airport. It might take 3 or 4 days sitting in the airport to get home. And I was like, what? If I go to the airport, which is the most contaminated place on earth, and I get coronavirus while I'm waiting 3 or 4 days and I have a temperature, what plane are they going to let me on? What hospital are they going to put
That's
me in?
right.
Like, this is their advice to me as an American. Go to the airport and sit there for 3 or 4 days and wait for a plane.
Well, so
Like, come on, really?
so Hetty, how did you get out of? Well, you're still there, but I understand the Germans were able to get out, the Swiss, pretty much every other nationality, and here you are, the American, the citizen of the superpower, still trapped in
Yeah.
Indonesia. Everyone else is able to get out. How do you explain that? Not that you have the answer, but
Well, we are 4 Americans, and according to everything that I've read, America does not come and rescue Americans. This is how it works. So get ready, guys who travel. If you're in a country that has any planes that are commercial flights that are available, I'll put it that way, available, because they're really not available. They'll just sell them to you and then cancel them. As long as flights are still being sold, which they are, because people are paying a price and getting scammed, they will not send in any help. If they do send in help, the federal government will send in, I guess, helicopters or planes, and then we can take a loan to pay them back for this military transport, which I'm sure is not cheap.
no. If you're on a cruise ship, for instance, and you need
The
to,
German,
yeah, go ahead. Tell us. So, how does it work for Germans?
whoops. So are you there?
I am.
So the Dutch people, the Germans, the French people that were here. My roommate, I've had several roommates. My English roommate, she got out. The Germans are sending. Oh, I have a roommate from right now from Brazil, and they're sending a plane to get him in like 2 days. Brazil is the president who doesn't think
So help
coronavirus
us.
is real.
Yes. Well, he was famously standing with our president, Donald Trump, a month ago, saying it was a hoax. And of course, that was carried through our
Well,
national.
so he doesn't think the virus is real. He's going to send a.
Well, and translated through Portuguese, he refers to it as the sniffles. So, Hetty, I don't
Well,
know
I
if you're
guess for some
still.
people it is, and then other people it's the deadly sniffles. You know.
So, give us a little understanding visually in words how the Germans send a plane or how people send a plane for them versus we
How
don't, because we're trying to understand what they send a plane. So, Germany is sending an aircraft, a private aircraft or a commercial aircraft, or how does that work for their citizens
uh,
that you're not getting?
well, what happens is you're cutting in and out. Okay. Hello?
I'm there. I'm here. We're
Okay. All
getting
right.
you
So
in little spurts, but it's working.
yes. So what's happening is the German government is contacting a company. I'm not British Airways, for example.
Hmm.
British Airways, and they're saying we need a flight in Denpasar on this day to pick up our citizens. And the airlines are saying, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And then they're telling people who have tickets on any other airline that the other airline will honor those tickets. And people are just flooding to the airport to jump on those planes. And that's how it's happening with other governments. They're saying, here's a plane that's coming in. We've secured that it's coming in. It's coming in on this day. Everybody get there. And then there was actually a video. I don't know whether you can find it, but it was the people who work in the airport playing music as the Germans, yeah, I think it was Germans, were coming down the escalator to say goodbye. They were like playing this happy song, and the Germans were all coming down the escalator to get on the plane that their government had secured for them to leave. And it was very happy.
Wow. I mean, this is extraordinary news because all of our Hollywood movies say that our government always sweeps in no matter what's going on and plucks you out. Are there any other countries that have abandoned their citizens the way the United States has specifically and on purpose abandoned you?
Yeah, I have a friend right now in outside of Manila in the Philippines. There's a lot of people in the Philippines that are still stranded there. I just came from the Philippines. I won't say it. I'm glad I'm in Bali.
Yeah. I guess what
So
I'm saying is, are there other nationalities whose governments have stranded them the way the US government under this administration has stranded you?
no,
So
there's
you're
not.
so we're because we're the first world, we're the superpower, we're this, we're that, and you're the one, you, the American, are the one left there, not even on the tarmac, but in a lounge chair somewhere. And if you do want to get yourself out, I'm going to wait until your internet connection is back.
Okay.
If
I mean,
if you
I don't want to like. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
I'll
can't.
jump in. So we're not disparaging anything, but from your understanding, if you do want to leave, unlike the Germans and the other nationalities whose countries have sent in planes and picked them up and taken them away, you're allowed to do the same thing, but you would end up on a military plane, and then you would have to pay retail to be picked up, collected, and taken away. Have they given you a price of what they would expect you to pay for that?
I don't remember where I read it or if someone told me this, but it was between $12,000 and $20,000.
And that's not first class.
That's in the hangar, I'm sure, with like the parachutes in case it goes down. But I mean, in all fairness, I think people are really, really busy right now. And I don't think people quite understand that we keep booking these tickets and the airlines are really price gouging us and the airlines are changing course. They get you to buy them and then they change course on you. So, I mean, I said, and this is very important, I'm going to say it twice.
Yeah.
If the government would not offer a bailout to the airlines till all the Americans got home, they'd have us home in a day. Again, if the government would not offer a bailout to the airlines, they'd have us home in a day, 2 days, maybe 3. That big bailout would make them say, hello, let's call every single passenger, because there's less than 5%, way less than 5% of people traveling in us.
Say that last part again, it broke up.
You fired everybody.
Say
No,
that
they
again.
just
There's way
fired everybody.
you were saying there's way less
There's
than 5%. It
people
broke up.
still traveling in the air.
Okay.
Oh, there's way less than 5% of people traveling in the air right now because everybody is pretty much home except for us few stragglers. And the airlines can't handle less than 5%. They can't answer the phone for less than, they can't send an email. An email. I got a message that the email box was full. I didn't realize it was an actual box and could actually be full. Okay? Yeah, my email like could slide in next to all the other ones, maybe, but the box is full. And the box is full for my senator as well, by the way. My senator, Murphy, when I sent it, it said it was full. So either the government is like not letting emails go out or their box is full. I don't know. Maybe it's a new system. But I'm still here and I'm in Bali and I'll tell you, this is my thing. I don't mind staying in Bali. Just freaking tell me I have to stay in Bali. It's very nice in about 12 hours. Can go really bad or really nice. I don't.
So your video is chopping up, not at
The
your
government
fault.
says get out. You need to pay 1,000,000 rupiah. Huh?
So that part broke up and we missed it, but it was an excellent piece of information you were just about to give us about something in 12 hours.
I said it. I said it really nice here. From nice to really, really bad in about 12 hours. I mean,
It,
right now
it
everything is good. Everything is
yeah.
because the virus is like there, and like right now we don't feel it, but in about 12 hours it could change. And I'm at
I
the
see what you're
grace of
saying.
my hotel that's holding me. Yeah, I'm at the grace of my hotel. What happens if my hotel gets shut down? What happens if I get sick and have to go to a hospital where there's like no beds, nothing? And do you think they're going to take an American before an Indian? You know, what happens when the government says I have to leave or I'll be arrested and there's no flights to get me out of here and my government won't come? You know, what happens? There's a lot of what ifs. So I will stay here if these what ifs don't happen, but I have to think about that. And my kids, like, I need to go home. My kids are home, you know? I mean, there's just so much. And there's a man here from Alaska who has a fishing business. He can't get home to his business and his wife. Half the time, I guess he can't communicate with them. You know, he's bought several tickets. His wife bought him 4 tickets. None of them are any good. None of them work. So, you know,
Do you happen to have an American Express card?
no, I canceled that because they blocked my card when I was in Burma. And they left me
Well,
stranded in Burma, which really sucked.
yeah.
see, see, I do water projects. That's why I travel because my restaurant raises money to do clean, potable water projects with Rotary around the world.
Oh,
So
great, great.
that's what I'm supposed to be doing here. So, but the Rotary Club here is sending out masks to the hospital. They managed to find some, and we have antibiotic lotion here too. So, and toilet paper, by the way.
Well, lucky you. We don't have
I
even a
know.
single roll in the US that I've seen.
I was going to buy my flight home with a case of toilet paper, but I can't seem to get that off the ground.
So I'm wondering, because you are there, and we know that the future days are going to reveal more and more cases of exposure and mass sickness and such. Are you up to speed on basic self-care as far as social distancing and don't touch other people, don't shake hands, wash your hands, things like that? I don't know how long you've been gone, so maybe
I
you're
I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, but I'm yeah. I'll just say yeah.
okay. Well, at least you can go in the
Yeah.
water, and that salt
Yeah.
water will handle it nicely.
No, they've closed the beaches here. The beaches are closed because I guess a ski no surfing instructor had the virus, so they closed
Mm.
all the beaches. So, yeah, we're just here. It's hot, but it's beautiful. And like I said, like I don't mind staying here. I just would like some good information. I would like like for example, I needed to get my passport back from the immigration office, and I wrote to the U.S. Embassy and I said, could you please just make a phone call and ask them if it's possible that I could get my passport back? Oh no, 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 no! They couldn't do that. They wrote me about 10 different, excuse my language, shitty emails that had like, oh, these are the rules if you have coronavirus, not even pertinent to what I asked. They couldn't make a phone call. They wasted all that time to send me that. And then they said, well, why don't you just go over there and ask for it? And I'm like I'm in a safe place. The last thing I want to
Yeah.
do is get on a moped, drive to an immigration office, stand in line with a bunch of people with temperatures, and go through sit in chairs that every other person has been sitting in and wait at a counter where everybody else is touched and coughed on. But they told me go over there and wait and see if you can get it. They couldn't pick up the phone and call a number that's probably in their Rolodex on their desk to ask if I could get my passport. So I literally rented a moped. I got a driver to take me there. He had to risk himself to take me out to go stand in line, to get my temperature taken and wait in line just to ask a question, wait for hours and hours and hours. When they could have just made a simple phone call. This is what our ambassadors are supposed to be doing. This is their job. Like this, I'm not asking a favor. I'm asking you to do your job.
What does it appear
You know,
those ambassador or that ambassador is doing, or any of his attaches?
I don't know. Having coffee.
So you
Honestly, I don't know.
never got to meet him, never got any access to anything?
No, because their next thing, this was the next thing they suggested. I could either sit there and wait for that, or I could go all the way to Jakarta, which is like the ground zero of the
Yeah.
virus right now.
Yeah.
Jakarta's a freaking mess. They said, why don't you come to Jakarta, come to our embassy, and we'll make you another passport. I was like, really? Like, you can't make a phone call? You want me to get on a plane, fly to Jakarta, get in a taxi, line up at your embassy, knock on the door so you can make me another passport because you don't want to make a phone call to the immigration office here to ask if I could pick up my passport? I mean, does that make sense to you?
Well, given geopolitics, it almost does. I'm just wondering how you're supposed to get on a plane without a passport.
Well, that's the thing is if they close the office here and I didn't pick up my passport, if the US actually sent a plane, like if they actually did what every other country has done, then I could have had my passport on me and got on a plane. I could get on a US ship. Well, maybe not anymore because they're afraid of me infecting them,
Yeah.
but I could have gotten out of here somehow. But without my passport, I can't do anything. So I did. I went to the embassy, to immigration, not embassy. I went to immigration. I waited in line. And then their last email to me was, go there. I said, what if they don't give it to me? They said, stand there, bang, like basically bang on the door and demand your passport back. Yeah, that flies really well in Indonesia. That was
Everywhere.
an email.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna stand there, bang, and say, give me my because
It's like
they're gonna listen to me.
banging on the cockpit door in an airplane. It's very well received.
Yeah, that was advice from an ambassador.
Do you Wow. I hope you'll do a blog or write this down. I mean, at least we're getting this out here, but this is a really interesting, longer form story that people can sort of read and digest. Do you have any travel insurance?
Oh, that's the next story.
I
Yes, as a
figured.
matter of fact, I do. And guess what? I bought my traveler's insurance, my medical insurance, and it said we cover you for coronavirus. Well, guess now I had 10 days to evacuate this country, and they stopped the coronavirus coverage if I didn't get out in 10 days. Well, I tried to get out in 10 days, but I can't. So, no, I don't have medical coverage. My policy that I bought that's supposed to be good is no longer valid because they just decided they don't want to give it to me anymore.
Well, gosh, I wish I wish there was something we could do remotely here. We're sort of in the same boat, many of us feel like here. Not that this in any way makes you feel better, but you've got 28 million Americans with no health insurance right now in the US that can't really do anything about this either. Um,
Yeah.
the good news is you're in a nice place.
Yeah, it's really nice here. Like I said, it's really, they're so gracious and they're so kind to me here. And all the people who work here are just really amazing. Everybody's keeping healthy. They're giving us jamu, which is a all natural antiviral thing made with turmeric, anti-inflammatory
Oh,
turmeric
good.
and other stuff. Every day when you go to the office, they're like free shots of jamu for everyone. And get out, get sun on your body. We're drinking ginger. We have lots of ginger tea for your throat, and just like everybody is staying healthy. Oh, we're doing tons of pranayama, lots of breathing. We did so much pranayama. I'm sure the virus can't even stay in our lungs. Lots of breath work in our classes.
Well, you're actually doing the really smart prophylactic care. One of the things that we know is warm beverages because the virus
Yeah,
sits in the throat for about 4 days and
yeah,
then it goes into the lungs for those where that actually happens. And if you're constantly having warm liquids go down, it washes it into the stomach, and the hydrochloric acid murders the virus. And not to
yeah.
mention steam and breathing things, all of these things help. So I guess
Well,
you're just going to
also
have,
the vegan.
yeah.
Yeah, the vegan vegetarian diet, anti-inflammatory, and alkaline water, which is what they're serving us, and mineral water, which keeps you like not inflamed, so that it's really really good to like eat anti-inflammatory, drink a lot of hot water liquids and turmeric and all these things that they're doing here. And you could see they're cleaning like crazy here. These guys are cleaning nonstop, like nonstop cleaning. So
Well, it looks like you're in a
think
good place.
yeah, I know, but my kids prefer that I stay here, I'm sure.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm glad you've still
Yeah.
got some internet, and I know you have to self-edit now because you've already been repeatedly punished for saying the wrong things on the internet. But at least this
Oh my
one
God.
escaped.
The thing is this, like, they're not supposed to censor what we say. And every time I put something out there that somebody might not like, I get shut down. So I
What
guess
is
we are being,
what does getting shut down look like for people who've never experienced that?
it says, they basically delete you. You can't go on your Facebook page. I can't go on, I don't have Instagram, I don't have WhatsApp, and I don't have Facebook, and I didn't have Messenger. I didn't have any of that. They shut it down, and I don't even exist anymore. So I freaked out and told my daughter that she had to get me a new SIM card and put me back on Facebook. And then suddenly, like 6 weeks later, it came back on. And then for some reason, I had a dream about my friend Hannah, the one that did the whole renting a car, trying to talk to Trump bit. So I went on her page, big mistake, boom, shut down again. Twice, same thing. So that's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence.
Run us quickly again about Hannah wanting to talk to Trump because it broke up earlier.
Oh, I don't know what she wanted to do. I would imagine she just wanted to talk to him, but I mean, it looked, I guess, like she wanted to kill him because evidently the story, because I can't find out any information because if I go on any page with her, I get shut down. So what I
Yeah.
heard was she went to Florida, she rented one of those big black SUVs, picked up a friend at the airport, drove through 3 checkpoints toward Mar-a-Lago, and then ran into like the front lobby or the front doorway of Mar-a-Lago with the car.
You
And
mean
they shot up.
hit it with the car?
Yeah, yeah. You didn't see that? And of course you didn't see it because it only made a tiny little blurb on
Jesus.
TV and then it's done. So I got a notification because she's from my town and I know her. I mean, I hang out with her and I know her mom and her dad, and they
This
come
is
in the
from
restaurant.
Connecticut.
Yeah, from Deep River, Connecticut. So I like, and I said, no, that. So then I went to her page to look at it, and I didn't see, this was when it first happened. I didn't see anything. And then oh no, it's real. So I tuned into the little news blurb they had in Florida where the cop talked about what happened. And then I went back to her page, and all these people were writing terrible stuff like, I'm going to kill your dog, I'm going to kill your parents, or whatever. I love Trump, which is fine, but they're threatening her and her family. So I just wrote something like, if your mom needs anything, reach out to me, and I love you, and I'm sorry this happened to you. Boom, shut down. So then I started freaking out because I have no other way to get a hold of anybody in Connecticut without Messenger, without Facebook, because I don't have a phone. I don't have phone service here. So I had to rush out and buy a phone, a cheap phone, and a bunch of SIM cards. And my daughter tried to get me back on. I had disappeared from social media. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have Messenger. I didn't have WhatsApp, no Facebook. It was a mess.
Wow. It's
So,
just a quick question because the driving the SUV into the front door of Mar-a-Lago is, I mean, it's gobsmacking, to be sure. Was she doing this independently, or was she doing this to get the word out that her friend, were trapped in Indonesia and couldn't get
oh
back?
no, I wasn't even trapped at that point. This is when I first left the United States and went to Manila. This is
Hmm.
before anything happened with the coronavirus. This is when all the people were the senators were selling their stock.
Ah, okay. Yes.
During that time,
Well,
when they were selling, when they were emptying their portfolio and nobody knew what was going on, that's when that happened.
yes.
But she's an opera singer, and she like wears like tutus, and she's so sweet. I think she just wanted to talk to him. I think she thought she was going to drive up there and say, "Hey, let me talk to you." But you don't drive your car into Mar-a-Lago with
No.
Secret Service and FBI everywhere. They're not going to allow it. And she crashed through 3 checkpoints trying to get
Well,
there.
that's, considered naughty, probably in most
Yeah, yeah.
situations.
Hmm. I'm. I mean, she's an opera singer. Like, who
Well,
would
that's
think she
true.
would
She's
do
a
that?
she's a diva.
She
Like,
is.
what? What do you mean I can't
I
go in?
I think she was gonna sing him an aria and like warm his heart so he would change or something. I don't know. Who knows? You know. Or it could be a scene out of Madame Butterfly. Who knows what she was
Right?
thinking. But anyway, so that's when I got blocked, and then I was kind of freaking out because like I'm alone here. Like I need to be able to get a hold of people when I need to. But anyway, so here I am. I can't get it. This is my last ticket. I'm supposed to be leaving here on the 10th of April with Qatar Airlines, connecting through Doha and to New York, JFK. That flight is no longer available and or on their website at all. I can't find it. I have tried calling them for hours and hours and hours, and they're not answering the phone. I tried emailing. They're not emailing me. My roommate that went to England, she had her flight on the 11th, the day after the 10th. She got an email saying, like, just a weird email that just showed her itinerary. And she's like, this is weird. So she went and she got a hold of them immediately. And they said, nope, that flight's been canceled and come to the airport right now. So she came back to the room, packed her stuff, got in a thing, went to the airport, and ended up back in London. Meanwhile, I was like, should I go with you? And I tried calling them for hours from like 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. I tried calling them, calling over and over and over again. No one was answering at Qatar Airlines. And so I stayed here because I don't want to go to the airport and get germs
Yeah. Yeah,
and
yeah,
stand
yeah.
and wait. But then now there's no flight listed, no flight at all. And my first flight was with Emirates, and Emirates is not answering the phone and or giving me anything. And I have another flight with Korea Airlines, and they're not answering the phone, and they're not sending me anything. So these are all refundable tickets that are no longer refundable. That they don't want to do anything. They don't want to service. Their chats are full. So here I am. This is the last flight I'm buying. After that, I don't know what I'm going to do because I can't put out $1,000, $900 on my credit card just because the State Department keeps telling me to go home and giving me no solutions. Like give me a flight I can get on and I will go get on it.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I did get my passport back on my own, so I'm ready.
Good.
So I just need like someone from the State Department to say, hey, we got you. This flight's going to go. Be at the airport at 6 p.m. Thursday. I'll be like, okay, I'm there. And the other American that's going to Alaska, he's trying to go Tokyo, Hawaii, San Francisco, Alaska, and his flight just got canceled. He bought all those tickets, and none of them are refundable. And they're all like $600 to $2,000 each. Every one of those tickets. So
I'd like to think there's a way to get your money back. I think there'll be some kind of legal recourse or provisions made within the grants to the airlines that they can't gouge and screw. You'll have to find that out down the road, but none of us knows. It's an 800-page document.
yeah.
But well, you know, we'll stay in touch. And again, I wish there was something we could do remotely, but at least getting your story out. Who knows? Maybe the right person will hear it and be able to muster some swagger to do something for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna go to the pool, get some sun, some anti-corona sunlight.
Absolutely. When in doubt, bake it out.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Hetty,
you.
and best of luck to you. And we'll stay in touch.
Hey, thank you for this.
You're
Stay
welcome.
safe. Stay healthy.
I will.
Take your turmeric.
I love turmeric.
I know turmeric tea every
I know.
day.
The people
Turmeric
of
ginger.
India are onto something.
They are, man. Thank you so much. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Be
All right.
well.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you too. Bye.